go live. We got the, oh, we had you put your...
Switch to camera 2.
Okay. Oh, 2.
Yeah, click there and then 2.
2 here.
There you go.
Okay. And then run this cut here.
Oh,
Yeah, I hit go live.
okay. Oh, I think you need to like rewind that and replay it.
Oh, how do I rewind it?
In the upper right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there should be some controls there. Mic check, mic check. Thursday, it's 5 o'clock.
And it's been 4 years, but we're back doing Tony and Chelsea
Short
live.
hiatus.
And we're going to be doing this every Thursday at 5 o'clock, so put it in your calendar, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tell your friends so that you all can see each other's photos on here and we can keep the show going. The theme today is your best photo of 2023. If you haven't already, you can submit that at sdp.io/submit.
It might be a little presumptuous to assume that people know what is going on here, but you send us your pictures and we critique them. Well, you send one picture per person.
Yes.
And we look at it and we'll be like, oh, maybe you could do this and adjust the exposure, change the composition, do something to change the storytelling. We'll be looking at it in Lightroom Classic so we can actually make some edits. And that's it.
And we read your comments sometimes. We have some fun. I have missed you all so
Yeah, I've really
much.
missed this.
I want to cut to the screen here because I want to introduce our new producer who does our videos and edits for us, and this is Frank.
What's up, everybody?
So thanks for joining us, Frank. He's going to be taking your comments so you can talk to him. He's going to be, this is his first time doing this.
Yeah. Keep the comments light. Well, we don't need anything that'll get Tony and Chelsea kicked off YouTube today.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. So yeah, that's who will be talking to you. And let's see. Also, we don't have a formal sponsor for this show, so our sponsor is us. So you can go to northrup.photo, and we're doing the coupon code LIVE15 on all of our products for you. You can get our book if you haven't already gotten it. It has 7,492 Amazon reviews, and they're all real. You guys are very supportive of us, so thank you so much for that.
Let's look at some pictures. I gotta pop out of here. Okay.
We gotta figure out our whole lives again.
Man, I started importing pictures like half an hour ago and it's still going. But we have like 480 pictures before the show.
Okay.
Here's one from Paul Homchik.
Oh my gosh, I've missed this. This is beautiful.
This is stunning, right?
I can't believe I have to critique your photos because I was looking through these and they were all stunning. I love the composition here. If I had to do something, which I guess is part of the reason you submitted this to me, I would play around with the colors just a little bit, just to like warm them up a little bit or something. But other than that, it's just extremely beautiful.
No, that helped to add a little warmth to the haze.
I love when you're supportive of my edits.
Okay, car photos. I love this. He's got some light painting going on with the fire in the background.
This is a Corvette. Do you see the house? Oh, you light painted the background to make a background. You are so clever, Paul. Did you see that?
I actually haven't seen this before. It looks like he has some big fire wand that he's dragging through, and it turned out really cool. I love, there's some red lights coming from underneath that give the wheels like a little glow there. This is really well done. You can see it's an 8-second exposure. So, oh man, that's actually a lot of fire to paint in a single 8-second exposure.
That is excellent. That's so cool. Again, because the premise is that I edit your pictures, I would go into select the subject here in Lightroom, which is not going to work now that we're on a show.
You can use the little trackpad over there.
Oh, that's right.
Just to make it a little easier.
And right now it's showing up on her, but what I was going to do is just select the car and just bring a little bit more light to the car. Now I am not using my typical setup. So I might be a little bit slower than usual, but I would just bring up the subject a little bit.
Yeah.
And then this is really the star of the show. Look at that. Bring out these headlights, bring out these wheels a little bit. And then I don't know the actual color of the car, but you know, you could play with making it cool to contrast with the light. What is this? And that's too much, but I think you understand where I'm going with that.
Yeah, that looks good. You could even do some light painting on the foreground too.
True.
Whoa, okay, this is some Burning Man stuff.
Yeah, this is how I feel every day. I don't know how to critique this. It's a really cool picture.
Yeah,
Excuse
I
me.
think it's compelling. I like that the background is nice and simple. I feel a little weird that it's not, like, there's no bright white. Like, you didn't quite clip the white part of the histogram. Like, you might as well
I like
bring
it.
that up a little.
Oh, I
You
miss
want it
us
low
disagreeing. I
contrast?
like it low contrast because I think that it works with this like dusty Burning Man vibe. And it
okay.
looks a little editorial to me. I like that.
You know what? I'm going to give this one a pick. I like it. We have a rating system,
We do.
and I forgot about it until just then. So Ankit sent this photo in. This is underexposed.
Look at the histogram right here,
Yeah.
and do you see how there's no information in here and it's all down here? So your histogram is going to tell you the secrets to your exposure. So we can pull it up. And then I like to expose for my subject, so you can even bring the whites up, and that's how I get pop in my portraits. And then you can press Y and see your before and after, and you already have your subject that's brighter and sunnier.
Oh, we have a little pack of zebras. I saw this in the Stunners group on Facebook recently. These are zebras, so I feel like we need a little extra contrast, and I do want to like bring in a white point and bring in a black point. They used to call me Tony Northrup, but I do kind of want to crop this in and just bring it a little closer, right? Why isn't, okay, come on.
I was going to actually outdo your Tony North croppiness. And I think this picture is great as it is. And I just want to remind you all that a part of the show is us making really big choices with our edits, even when your pictures are already good. And like these close.
That's excellent. That's a really good edit, Chelsea.
You love this, don't you?
No, that was really smart. You saw the picture in the picture.
So, this is why we're all here today. I liked your original picture as well, but sometimes it's fun to just see someone else's interpretation.
Can I make a technical comment?
What?
With wildlife, but most photography, you want to get the ISO just as low as you possibly can. You could cut back to me just because I'm talking, Frank. You're at ISO 250. You probably want to be at ISO 100, and that would mean you're just shooting at 1/500th of a second, which should be fine for that. So always try to be at ISO 100. Frank, you have any interesting comments or anything coming up?
Yeah, so far we've got a finally able to catch a live show. Thanks, Tony and Chelsea, for being awesome. That comes from Lucky Camera Straps.
Oh,
And-
from Lucky.
yeah, from Lucky's, yeah.
Those are our straps. That's what we use.
And another one from CD Barber. It said, "I wish I had more to give, but thank you for bringing this back." And it seems like everybody is super happy to have you guys back and loving the photos so far. Nice crop. Somebody, Tommy says, nice crop on the last one there.
Thank you. I've been working on my cropping. I have like chills because I've genuinely missed talking to you all so much. And I felt like when you don't do the lives, it's really hard to connect. So seeing your pictures and your names and recognizing your watermarks and stuff is just, I feel like I'm getting together with friends again. So it's
Yeah,
really cool.
absolutely. Yeah, it's so detached to just be making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at Carlos's portrait here. 5D Mark III, 51 millimeter, f3.2, ISO 400. It's flash lit, so the background is still there.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
What do you think? Should there be a little more of the background?
I mean, you can try it, but he might have it low for a reason.
No, I think it's better with a. I think I would have raised the ISO a little bit or lowered the lengthen the shutter a little bit, just so you could bring a little more of the background in. But you could do this some in post by selecting the subject and lowering her exposure.
Yeah, but I do think that.
I think the background's really interesting. It's just mostly lost.
Yeah, but I think if you just bring a little hint into
Yeah.
it, then you know where she is without, over featuring it. And so we can add this color to it.
But I love the composition,
I do
her
too.
outfit, the makeup, the pose, everything works great. That's a great shot. I'm giving it a pick.
Yeah, I would give it a pick too. Her makeup is so good. I think that her expression's nice, and you got really flattering lighting on her. So I think that that's a beautiful photo, Carlos.
Ooh, Pete,
What?
this is gorgeous.
Pete, what?
Look at that line.
Who is this? Did
You
you
can
ever
actually
see
see
them
there.
again? Sorry, he keeps kicking me over to my keypad over here. It's so, Can you cut to me, Frank, so people can see what I'm dealing with? You can't even see. It's so flat. There's no interaction for me. But anyway, do you think that he left him here forever?
Oh, that guy's dead now for sure.
Is this snow or sand?
No, it's definitely sand, right?
Oh gosh, did you know that you can't
I don't know
use
the pick.
desert sand to make concrete because it's so round from blowing around that the concrete will crumble? And that we have a sand shortage? Sorry, I forgot we can't.
This has been a science moment.
I forgot that usually I cut this kind of stuff out of our podcast. There's no cutting here. I have to focus. Alejandro.
For the record, Frank, if we start rambling about science stuff, go ahead and cut to us, and then yeah, you can go back. We're figuring this out. This is a trial run.
This is a trial run, yes.
Yeah, let me chime in here. People are saying that the volume is a little low on you guys. I turned it up, and I might just be talking too loud because I'm naturally excited. So I'll just try to tune that down a little bit and let us know if the audio levels are a little bit better now.
Are the audio levels better now? You can tell Frank, and he will try to control that, though I cannot make any promises because we just showed Frank this whole thing like 20 minutes ago.
I'm just excited people can hear us at all. Here's Alejandro's backlit tree photo, and this is such a gorgeous composition, and it shows like the most important thing in landscape photography is like timing, like getting the weather right, trying to line things up. Like this is what Ansel Adams did. You can't just show up someplace and get this picture, but Alejandro, no doubt, had to plan this out some.
And between
what
the
a great
trees,
spot.
the sun between the trees, like man,
And
like
like
you,
a little bit of mist there.
you really nailed this, Alejandro. But I'm going to show you again in the histogram. There's a lot missing all the way to the right, and I think that if we just pop the whites a little bit, and even the blues, I like to go into the color channel and work on those colors, which this is configured different than I'm used to, so I apologize for that.
Well, you never install your updates, so you're probably using like some 1998 version of Lightroom.
You know, to be honest, here it is. I've never installed updates. I just wait until Tony comes and shames me, and that seems to be working pretty good for me. 5 stars.
Great picture, Alejandro. Oh, beautiful portrait.
Yeah, look at this background. I like that you got low. So you have all this depth of field, and we're looking through the grass here. And everything is green except for this pop of color, which is really beautiful. If I had to change one thing, I might just select her and add a little more whites.
Yeah, he's got some room in the histogram there.
Yeah, and I might even just warm her skin tones up a little bit to contrast with that green. So I have a whole video on color theory, and it's about using colors in your photo to create, you know, a little more interest. So you have all green, so the red was great, and then adding a little bit of orange to her skin tone would also make it pop. But really beautiful. I'm going to give that a pick. You clearly planned it.
We got a lot to cover, so I'm going to try to...
Yeah, Frank, do we have any questions or comments from the people?
Look at this.
Still dealing with a little audio. I've turned Tony and Chelsea up again, and apparently I'm on mono. I'm only coming through on the right speaker for some of these people.
Oh, okay.
So-
That's something to fix later.
All
Sorry
right,
about
yeah,
that.
no problem. It's
Yeah.
just we're just going with a live show here, everybody. But
Yeah, we'll make a note of that. So thanks for telling us about everything, and we'll have to figure that out.
yeah,
later.
okay, sounds good. We had a the good that's coming up here. The good see something. I can't read it all. It said last time Tony destroyed me, and maybe I'll redeem myself today. So if we get to
Yeah,
his
you wanna see
photo,
his picture?
yeah, we'll make sure that we do well. Yeah, let's get back to you guys, and I'll look through some more of the.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at this photo from James Clark. Like, what a gorgeous portrait. And to include the horse in there and the water splashing up, I'm definitely giving it a pick. Chelsea, you're the black and white expert. Like, what say you? I want
love-
to see a little more detail on the horse.
Yeah, I like that. That's exactly what I was going to do, and I
pick
just think
that.
that looks beautiful. Oh,
Oh,
Caesar, you know the way to our heart, and it is through dog pictures. I love that the dog is looking up, and then you included the composition to include like the top of the trees. It's just so sweet and such a precious moment. And I would play around with adding a little bit of style and mood to this. And so you already have the composition. Your subject is really adorable. So you could try like warming it up. So now it looks like a warm summer's day, right? And you get this mood like it's warm and it's like, you know, kind of sweeter looking when it's warm. So you can play with that. And
I'd also clone out the leash. I always take out collars and leashes and stuff. I just think it looks better. And with AI, it's super easy to do. I might also tone down the greens in the white fur because it's picking up the reflections from the grass. But your dog isn't green, right?
so you can do that. I selected the subject and now I'm moving the green slider over towards magenta just to get the
there you
green
go.
out of the dog's coat. And I also just raised the shadows a little bit to get a little bit more detail on the dog. And now let's do a little before and after. You can see it's just a little more detail, a little warmer, and a little more detail on your subject.
Good at it,
Really
Chelsea.
great picture. I love it.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is gorgeous, but I want to recrop it. And I would actually drag this into Photoshop and do a little generative fill because see how the tail is just clipped? That would just bug me a little bit. I also want to bring those whites up a little, just like you want to use that whole histogram. We had a whole quarter of the histogram that wasn't being used just to give you all the contrast that you possibly can. But you get a pick. That's an amazing shot.
I'll also say I really like when you put your watermarks on here for us because then we can recognize who you are every week, and I like to see people's progress.
So
So
they do have names in the file name too.
they do, but the watermark makes you extra memorable.
Another comment on settings. These wildlife photos, like you got to get that ISO down whenever you can. You're at 1/640th, but this is a perched bird. You have a stabilized lens. You could easily shoot this at 1/250th. Follow the rule of doubles, like get your shot, safety shot at 1/640. And then if it's holding still, you drop that shutter down and just keep taking shots. You only need like one to be sharp. So go as low as you can. Well, what's this?
Go as low as you can.
James Nickel. This is gorgeous. The water has this like surreal effect. The only thing that bugs me about this is this division between the sky and the ground. See how there's that fringing there? You
That
just want to use
happens
it.
to me too, James.
I'll show you what you do. You go into the filters here and you want to use a linear gradient and you want to apply it like this. And then you use that to adjust it instead of like just selecting the sky because otherwise you'll get the fringing. Just use the linear gradient, make it big and fat.
Things can get a little bit fringy.
Okay, this is cool, but we need to.
What are you drinking
It's
today,
dark,
by
right?
the way?
I got the Dogfish Head, which is the same thing I've been drinking forever since a live show started
He
like more than a decade ago.
Is truly a creature of habit. Do
Yeah,
you know
really
this man has had the same thing for breakfast every morning for 15 years?
That's not true. I mix
And-
between like 2-3 things.
People wonder why we've been married so long, and I just truly think it's because you just don't get tired of some good things.
Like you. Okay, Joel Nickel Photography. This kingfisher is absolutely amazing. Your settings are perfect. Oh, what happened though? It's like,
It's you know what happened? It's a kingfisher. And can
Yeah.
I tell you, Joel?
it must be pretty heavily cropped.
This is amazing because I know that these birds make the most noise and never want to get near you. And I sympathize. It's a great shot, and I know from experience this is all he could have done until you go out and one gets closer to you. And one time we were filming a tutorial about a camera and a lens, and I heard the and I happened to have my settings right, even though we were just filming a tutorial, and snapped one close to me. Because my back was to it, it didn't see me, and it got close. So I know, you just got to go out, keep going out to get closer. But that was excellent. You know that too, Frank, huh?
Those kingfishers, man.
Yeah, kingfishers are extremely difficult. And Chelsea, that was an excellent photo, by the way. I remember when you told me about that, and when I saw the photo, that was an excellent photo of a kingfisher.
Do you know how happy I was my shutter speed was actually fast that day? Because it could have been at anything.
Oh, yeah, that happens to us often when we're out filming and we pick something up to grab a shot, and yeah, settings are gone. It's just totally blurred in there. It was something was way off. So that's one to put on your website all the way up at the top. I want to add something
Sure,
here.
yeah.
People are a couple times, or maybe just once, I saw, can you still submit photos? And of course you can. We're going to refresh in a little bit and get some photos in from people who are actually in here in the live show watching. To see some of their photos.
Yep.
So and everybody, I understand the comments here. It's me that's stereo, and Tony and Chelsea are on the right side. So again, we'll work on that. Okay, we know what's going
Oh,
on.
okay. Thank you for
Okay.
letting us
Oh
know.
no.
That's annoying. I'm really sorry. I can't do anything right now, but we'll fix it for the next show. Are there any other comments or questions?
We had some. I thought it was pretty cool how, pretty amazing how this can bring so many people in different places together. We have somebody checked in from Thailand, from Good Morning from Thailand. Somebody was in an RV from Albania.
Oh,
and
we have friends in Albania.
oh, awesome. And thanks to Chris Reddy, who's taken some of the to comments here and asking some questions and giving some help. So Chris, thanks for pointing some of the people along here. We have some other people checking in from all over the states. So it's nice to unite everybody over here right now.
Yeah, and Chris Reddy has been a part of the show. He's done some producing and moderating for us in the past. So Chris, if I could ask you for a favor on air, the complaints people have, if you could write them down for me so later I can address them, that would be really great.
I might be able to fix the sound right now. Why don't you go at it, Chelsea? Look at some pictures.
All right, Frank, do you want to read me some comments and we'll look at
I
some
need to be
pictures?
on the computer. But you just look at pictures, Chelsea.
I'll look at
switch to your
pictures.
camera.
All right, so right now we have a guy, I believe it's called shredding some gnar in a barrel roll. I don't really know, but I love this shot. It must have been really amazing to be there. The colors are really gorgeous. The composition is gorgeous. And I don't think I really have any notes. I'm going to give this one a P for a pick. It's excellent. This is of, excuse me, of a crow or a raven holding something. I do like the negative space. I like that you can kind of see the background a little bit, but I would maybe just try to crop it a little bit just to make the subject more prominent. And I'm following the rule of thirds here. I'm putting this like background about in the lower third, this about in the upper third, and then just making the composition a little clearer. And then it's one photo per person, so I'll go past that. This is beautiful, and I love how you got low and you used this tide pool to use this line as composition. You could have cut it off, but instead you used that as some foreground interest along with these lines. Really smart composition for this area, and everything looks good. I know we've talked about like this being clipped in other pictures, but I don't think this looks too dark, even though your histogram is missing that bit. So I guess sometimes that rule doesn't always work, but I'm going to give this one a pick as well.
We're back in stereo. Thanks for cluing us in. We're working stuff out, and I appreciate everybody like being patient while we get stuff figured out.
Tommy Papa, that sounds familiar. I feel like Tommy Papa has been on the show before.
Yeah, what a crazy moment.
This looks like it's on fire.
Yeah, hopefully it's not on fire.
I don't think it is.
Amazing
Or
shot.
is it?
Oh my God. This is a European robin. They have superior robins to us. Like the only way that Europe is better than the U.S. is their robins.
Just throwing
I don't know
hands.
why I'm just starting.
Just starting stuff.
That is a gorgeous shot. And look, Richard has it figured out. He's at 1/100th of a second. You can do it. You can get that shutter speed down. He's at I wouldn't go lower than that. And that's with the XT2. Excellent shot. You get a pick just for getting your shutter speed right. Oh my God, look at this. And at 1/125th with a hummingbird. See, these people know how to get their shutter speed down. Fantastic work, Joma.
I think I might actually, I got to play with the background a little bit.
Oh, you don't like that yellow color, huh?
Well, I'm not saying I don't like it. I just, I like.
No, yeah.
I like a little color. I like a little color, but other people don't. So you got to do what's good for you.
Hummingbirds are so hard.
Okay, Hennek. This is a portrait of a little girl, and the first thing that I noticed though is that the whites of her eyes are blue. And so when I'm editing a picture for color, I try to make sure that the skin and the eyes and the lips and everything are true to color, because we tend to just pick up on that with people. So I would go in and I would make the whites white again.
Yeah, it's some weird editing thing, because you can see there's a line there and her teeth are blue too.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you did that, but yeah, mind that. And then I would say the most important thing is going to be her expression. Like, we wouldn't notice blue eyes if she had like an alive expression, but she seems, with kids especially, you can't say like smile. You got to like make them laugh, right?
You have to say something. You have to say something inappropriate. Or
yeah, kids will, like anything fart related is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
So,
this isn't parenting advice. We just, probably don't listen to us about that.
oh man, I'm like scanning forward because we got a lot of pictures to get through, but this picture is so pretty. Oh,
I wanted to comment on every picture.
I know, but and the fact that they got the moon in there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we could crop it up a little bit?
I
We could
don't
crop it
see,
in,
I
like-
think we should try to crop as much as possible in life.
Yeah, that's what the secret to life. Great shot, James. Let's scan forward and see
Whoa,
what
whoa.
really catches our eye.
That one caught my eye.
Okay, go back.
Look at that.
No,
Is this a
that's
little yoke?
fantastic.
Jaime. This is great. I love that you put it in black and white. I
love the
actually
contrast
like
of
the
the
negative
background.
space so that he's just like hiding. I'm going to give you 5 stars and a pick.
Yeah.
I can't believe Tony almost went past that. Like, how dare he? Look how beautiful. Doncaran Mountains by Stephen Murphy. All right. I like this one a lot too.
But Chelsea, we're on picture number 55 out of 488 on our first import.
Okay.
And it's about time to re-import.
Whoa,
so you
look
got
at this.
you got 400 pictures to look at in the next 3 minutes.
Okay, I give this a pick. I like the color. I like the composition. I like the mood. We can go really fast.
Yeah, I gotta go fast.
Alejandro. What is this? I love it. This is great. You took something simple, Jack, and you composed it and added a mood, and I'm going to give this a pick as well.
Oh my God, another
Timothy-
European robin. They're just rubbing it in our faces.
That's a
aren't
bluebird.
they? Oh, you're right. That's a bluebird.
You bring shame to this family. Let's keep going. Look, this dog was like, does he not know what a European robin is? The dog is upset.
Dog is busting on me.
Okay, Dave, I love the expression of this one. Whoa, you really caught the moment, Nash.
Yeah, that's cool. I
Did
would
you know
crop it in.
fire came out like that?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody else knew that, just you.
Guys,
What's up,
I'm
Frank?
going to chime in here real quick. Somebody had a comment earlier of like, oh, I hope you guys don't all pick photos from flagship cameras and lenses. And I've seen a couple go by, including that last one with the fire coming out of the gun. The timing on that has to be pretty amazing. And that was from a Sony A6400, I believe, with almost like a kit lens that was with it. So to give you an idea, you don't have to have the most incredible equipment to get some amazing photos.
Yeah,
and
really good point.
this show is sponsored by you guys, and Be Active MTN Biking said no rotten olives in vodka martinis. LOL. Love your training on the website. I purchased the full suite and found a wealth of knowledge of amazing and useful information from Colorado and submitted sunrise at Pikes Peak.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
And he is right. This episode is sponsored by us and our store. We have a bunch of books, video training, presets, and we did a special coupon, Live15, for 15% off.
Yeah, show them that slide, Frank, so they know. There
So they
you
know
go.
what's up.
Northrup.photo. Head there.
I just wanted
Thank
to
you.
brag again that you all made it possible for our book to have 7,492 reviews on Amazon. Like, that doesn't even seem real. So you all have just been so awesome to us.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Yeah,
You
they're
make it
really cool.
possible for us to do this crazy job for a living. Oh my
Yeah, we
God,
just get to
this is
sit
so
here pulling
perfect.
on the histogram like two little weirdos.
And
You're
this is
all
done.
the-
This picture's done with the Tamron 150 to 600. Like, that is not high-end gear. But again, you're at 1/800th of a second. These perch birds, you get them down to 1/250th. But still, that's a fantastic shot. Give you a pick. Okay.
Oh my gosh, did you see that flying child?
Yeah, that is very cool.
Wait, he's not okay. He broke every bone in his body.
Okay, check out this Aurora, David. This shot is amazing. You got that 16 millimeter APS-C prime lens. Absolutely fantastic.
That's so amazing. We're going to try and go see this winter. So I hope we get a picture like this, David. You've inspired me.
It can be so hard though. Like,
What?
the stars are in focus at the top, but they're not in focus at the bottom. And sometimes
That's
these
science.
Sigma lenses, like the focal plane isn't completely flat.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I think it still looks great. So
This is a different Aurora picture?
wow. But did you see that one? That one, this is magic.
It's also with a Sigma lens, but the focal plane appears perfect.
What is
Fantastic job, Bri. That is gorgeous. I can't
Stop.
complain about that.
Stop touching
I
me.
get to drive sometimes.
I've been getting flashbacks of the show as we've been doing it. Like I'm not allowed to look at your comments live because I used to just talk to you guys the whole time and not do the show. So I was banned from that. And then also fighting for control because we both want to look at your pictures. I give you a pick. Oh my gosh. How are all of them together?
It must be alphabetical.
Oh, you're so smart. This is also gorgeous. Oh, Abraham, I love that you just did something different. This looks like an ad. This is such good product photography. I love how you styled it. You have olives in there, which are related to the product. Really smart. The cutting board and the marble. I'm going to give you a pick because I think you styled this really well, and it's a great photo. Paul Crane, I believe we met you in London, didn't we? I miss meeting all of you. We'll have to get together again soon. I think this is gorgeous how it's placid.
That is gorgeous.
I love this color contrast, the purples and the blues. And then, of course, I love these lines of the mountains. This is a really gorgeous shot, and I give you a pick. I, too, would call that a best photo. It's beautiful. We already saw some of your photos. I remember those crow photos, okay? Defiant Dingo. Is this an...
We got to get a white point in there.
Oh my gosh.
Like, check out that history.
Remember we try to guess where stuff is and we're wrong? Is this Petra? I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
So brighten that up. Make sure you're using all of the contrast. You must be also in a balloon, which gives you a really cool perspective. And I love the inclusion of the background there. Being at f6.3 gave you plenty of depth of field. Great choices.
I'm just warming it up because I just feel like it's cold here. That's probably why. All right, let's keep going. I've never seen this. Have you, Frank?
I've never seen that.
No, that's really cool. I love to shoot wildlife. That's my thing to do when I'm not out shooting for my business. So, but I've got 2 little birds at home I'm chasing after. But that was really cute with those 2 adults feeding that baby right there.
It's really cute. I'm going to change the colors because it's very, very cool. You know,
it's too bright.
Hey, you know what? You all might have to tell me if I'm using the dropper wrong because I just don't have a lot of luck with the dropper. Does anybody? Has anybody ever had luck?
It just doesn't like it if it's bright. If it's like a little clipped, then it doesn't know how to set it.
Listen, Mike, I also have no idea what's going on with the color, so I don't blame you here. But this is beautiful, and look at this bird. You know,
I know.
Parental love is a strong thing. Can I just say? Because that bird's looking like a Jim Henson puppet. What?
2 things. Get your ISO down to 100. You could easily do that. And I think that this would benefit from denoise because it's a little noisy in those shadow areas, which are pretty important. But we got to keep going.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to keep going. I want to just... Is he okay?
This is a totally different type of photo.
Let's zoom in.
This is fantastic. I love the strobe in the background.
Can I just tell you I'd never recover from whatever this is. But yes, I love the movement, the light, the sign, Dance Your Style, sponsored by Red Bull. We know a lot from this picture, don't we?
Yeah, perfect. Great shot. Okay, we really have to, you know what we got to do?
We don't, Tony. We can just stay here for 34 years until we get through every picture. It's not like Frank has a family to go home to.
Okay, here's the portrait. Bright yellow colors. I love her styling and her outfit, her pose. Like, she comes across like a professional model, right?
Oh, she's a professional. Look at her skin.
Yeah.
She's never known an ugly day in her life. You know, I'm not even going to touch it. I think it's beautiful. 5 stars in a pick. Oh. Oh. I like that you're in the picture. I think it was creative to use the mirror. Other than that, I don't really know what's going on. But
I don't think they are in the picture. That's a different photographer.
Oh, you're right.
But it is confusing. That was my first take too. That person's taking the picture, except we would see a different angle. We wouldn't see them twice.
I don't know how mirrors work. I'm a photographer.
Nobody knows how mirrors work.
I haven't figured it out. I'm only a child. This was creative.
Yeah, I like this. I do want to brighten it up though, right? I mean, I know you want it to be dark.
I know I want it to be dark and mysterious. But can I just tell you, like, I like photos like this because so often people are like, I don't have anything to take pictures of, or it's a rainy day. Like, Sean made it happen. Why can't you? You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need a couple dice and a glass ball and you're in business.
Everybody try to be more like Sean.
Everyone be like Sean.
We're at the last ditch effort where we're going to scroll quickly through the thumbnails.
Wait,
find a couple that
I wanted to
catch our
share
eye.
this one with people because we were looking at this.
This is stunning.
Now, you might be thinking, how could they possibly edit this perfect picture? Well, you know, I like to try. And I want to make the background a little more green to contrast with the yellow. We're going to do a little color theory here. But other than that, this photo blows my mind. Truly beautiful. 5 stars and a pick. Thank you for submitting. Please come back another day.
Would you just thank them by first and last name? Just say their name for me.
Herfried, obviously.
What's the last name though?
let's just keep going.
Okay, we're going back to
This
grids.
is like, somebody makes fun of me. I know 1.5 languages, you know? Ooh. Oh,
This is an important exercise because in the modern world, your photography is often assessed by just the thumbnail, just what catches the eye, right?
wait.
Oh, here's a thumbnail. Look at this one.
Whoa, that is good.
Yeah, that is a fantastic shot.
Let's
great
get the info on
thumbnail.
this.
Oh, you have to switch over to develop. I don't remember the keyboard shortcut to go into develop.
All right. I just want to see. Oh, 26 millimeters for concert. I haven't done a ton of concert photography, so, you know, I was just curious about what you were shooting with. Wait. That one caught my eye. That's cute.
Very cute dog.
Wait, another one caught my eye.
Yeah, I really like that one too. That one caught my eye too.
Wow. Really beautiful. I wish I knew more
This one
about
gets
you.
a pick.
It looks like an ad. It looks professional. So 5 stars and a pick. We're like literally dueling mouses over here. That one's cool too. Headphones are a
great shot when
thing.
She has like a chain across her face. I love the pose. Very thoughtful. The background, just like the implication of a background. Perfect shot.
Very
Get a
cool.
pick. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, this is Louis Chan's picture. I totally recognize. Oh no! What did I do?
Welcome to People View.
I know.
Oh, it's
I
here.
hit a
It's here.
key. Okay.
It's crazy that we just know Louis, and of course, and we know what he shoots with as well. But of course, Louis, 5 stars and a pick. This is beautiful, and I'd like to share that Louis is one of the people that inspired me to make this show come back, because he and Kyle Wolf, if you've been around for a while, they've been around for a while as well, and they let me know that they learned so much from watching this. So thank you guys for inspiring us to do this again.
Yeah, the live show can be tough because it doesn't get a lot of views. In fact, it usually loses subscribers.
Yeah.
But it has an impact on the people who do watch it, so we really appreciate you being there.
So like sharing it
Happened here.
would be helpful if you want to do that. I like this one. I like that they created a background with light, and they're playing with color theory. They have reds and blues and yellows, and all those colors, of course, work together on the color wheel. I like that you're doing something different. I'll give you a pick. It looks good.
Yeah. I would raise the exposures a little bit. Like,
Look at this one.
yeah, check out that portrait. The
That's
styling on
5
this
stars
is
and a
stunning.
pick.
Amazing.
So interesting that you covered
Totally an album cover, right?
it. Yeah, it just looks like, or like a show on Netflix when you look at the little thumbnail and it's usually something cool and a little weird. Like, that's so attention grabbing. Really good.
Dog, always gonna get us.
Cute dogs get us.
Oh, is it Bufflehead? Is that right? These guys are so shy.
Yeah, they're very shy.
I
So
only ever see their butts because as soon as they pick up my camera, they're going the other way.
because you're some kind of bird pervert. 5 stars and a pick. Thank you for submitting. Oh my gosh, a kingfisher.
Oh wow, what's he got?
What is he doing? Chew your food, sir. Very cool. Look at this one. Wow.
Great atmosphere.
Very dramatic. Oh,
Okay, one last scroll, and then we gotta re-import people who are watching the show live.
look at this.
Oh, that's
That
a
looks like it should
fantastic
be an
close-up.
inspirational poster. Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Tony. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, do you know who this is? Mark Smith.
Oh, hi, Mark Smith. I kind of thought we'd get a wildlife photo out of you, Mark.
I prefer this, and you remind me of one of those turtles that they just give fruit to see if they'll eat it, you know?
Okay, that is not the photo.
I'm going to give you 5
Mark
stars
Smith.
and a pick. I think Mark Smith should come on the show, so if you agree with us, maybe you could, convince him. Look at the mood
wow,
on
This
this.
is stunning.
This is beautiful.
They must have had some of that spray atmosphere. Not to give away all the secrets, but you can get a can with atmosphere and you spray it and it catches the light like that.
Beautiful stars. Oh my gosh. Do you see? Y'all are so talented. This is beautiful. I love the light. Wow.
You gotta raise those whites a little bit though. Like get that sky just touching the right side of the histogram. Good work.
Okay, are we ready to re-import?
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
what about this car photo?
Oh, I do love
Oh,
car
that's cool.
photos. Man, you must have taken so many shots to get that.
know.
He's at a quarter of a second.
You.
I mean, it's got movement. It's not perfectly sharp, but this is absolutely fantastic. Now,
So-
do this again with like a Lamborghini or something.
No, I love this. I think it tells a story. And I also think this is one of those things where like sharpness isn't everything all of the time, right? Some movement is a part of the storytelling, and it definitely was there. So I want you to think about that on your photo journey when people are telling you like, more megapixels or more sharpness. If a mistake lends to your story, then it's not a mistake. It's a good part of the photo. That's a great example of that. Hey, Frank, do you have any comments from people, questions, queries?
Yeah, Tony, when you said that was a bufflehead before, that was a hooded merganser. I know,
Yeah.
Oh, merganser.
I know
Yeah.
you know that because we talk about that bird all the
Yeah.
time whenever we're out filming. The good con, it looks like. There might be a little bit more to that. There's a couple periods, but he's excited. He said, "There's my photo. It's maybe the only abstract one CM photo." I also saw somebody say, "Was there any AI photos in here today?"
I don't think so.
I don't.
Oh,
I'm not.
man.
I was looking for six fingers, and I couldn't see anything.
I don't think any of
I
those
wish it
were
were that
AI,
easy.
but-
That's so like March 2023 with the weird fingers. But I was thinking people are going to start sneaking it in and testing us, and I'll be the first to admit some of those pictures cannot be detected.
Oh, please. I mean, like, that's interesting, but please don't, because I just want to see your real pictures.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to somebody real quick who I know, Chris Graham, who's I've kind of made a friends with through Instagram.
Hi, Chris.
And he's on here. And I wanted to say this too. It said this show has definitely kept me taking pictures as well. That's coming from Tommy Papa. And
Okay.
also, I'll add real quick for somebody who uses cameras on almost a daily basis and running a business like this, I find your photos out here to be so inspirational because I'll go out sometimes and a lot of you guys make very everyday scenes look gorgeous. And I probably walk by photos, all the time that I could take and make a great image out of. But seeing things like this and coming up with ideas really makes me just, want to go take pictures when I leave here, but it's going to be dark, so I'll be heading home.
Yeah, same for me. I'm inspired by all of your photos, and I actually learned from the feedback. And we've had a lot of people tell us that this show inspires them to shoot for next week's theme. So I'd like to drop right now that next week's theme is wildlife photos. So you can submit your best one, or if you'd like to learn, go out and try to take a new one and consider all of the things that we've told you today. So I know I'm going to be out taking wildlife photos.
Yeah, go get a fresh wildlife photo for us.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're... Man, why is Lightroom like this? You can see it's imported 100 pictures, but it's only showing me the one.
This one's going to get a lot of attention. Do you have any other questions, Frank, while we wait for this import?
Yeah, sure. Let me see what we've got here. Scroll back a little bit. It says some of these. Somebody said these shots are so hard to take, but once I don't know, 7RIBE. I felt the same thing. I don't know what stage you're at in taking photographs, but I used to look at, for instance, photos that Tony and Chelsea would take before I knew them and say, how in the world did they get those photographs? But buy a book, buy some learning DVDs from them or
Yeah.
SD cards and figure out how to take some of the photos. And it takes some time, but you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that a big misconception people have is you're like born with the eye. I always hear people say, you've got the eye. And I think some people have some innate talent, but if you just learn the fundamentals and you keep practicing, that's going to get you so much farther. So just enjoy the process. Understand that there's always something to learn. That's what's fun about photography. We're still learning. Frank's still learning. If we weren't, it would be boring. And then you just keep taking pictures.
But it's got to be mostly patience, right?
Yeah.
Like, so many people pick up a camera and they expect to go get a picture. But we looked at so many pictures where the person clearly took thousands of shots. And, when you look at somebody's portfolio, an experienced photographer maybe puts one picture per year in their portfolio. And that means that they spent an entire year and then took that one best picture. So don't think about, like, what can I get in the next 5 minutes? Think about, like, what if I plan for a month? What if I plan for multiple years? What if I visit the same spot 100 times? It is a game of patience and persistence.
Yeah, I actually was feeling kind of down about our wildlife photography because it'd been so long since I got a photo that was better than my best.
Yeah.
And then we just had this run of fish in our river, and we had a ton of osprey, and I finally had a subject. I just could not get animals to get close to me, so I finally got a location where I could get close and get cool pictures, and it's a numbers game. So you have to just keep taking pictures to get better at it.
I'm going to add something here from the comments.
Sure.
There was somebody that said, I'm going to rethink my shutter speed for wildlife. Thanks for pointing that out. And they've already learned something today that they've missed for years. Maybe you guys want to talk about your wildlife settings for birds flying. Did you cover it already,
No,
or maybe say it again?
It is hard because,
yeah.
like, I saw some of those shots were a still bird at 1/2000th of a second, and it made sense to me. Like the kingfisher shot, that bird was probably flying, and he wanted to be at 1/2000th of a second, but then it landed. You got to train yourself. When that bird lands, you're scrolling left on that shutter speed dial, and you're trying to get it down to 1/250th, and you're rattling off 10 shots at 1/250th, and then you're going down to 1/25th, and you're getting 20 shots.
Yeah.
And then you're going back and you're picking the very sharpest one in post. But that's really the benefit of these new modern cameras that will do 30 or 100 frames per second, is that you can shoot at longer shutter speeds. You can get cleaner images. The difference between 1/125th and 1/300th of a second is the difference between full frame and APS-C. Like, that's a lot of expense. And if you're shooting at a stop higher ISO than is necessary, then it's like you're throwing out half of what you paid for with that expensive gear.
Yeah, the whole point is that you can get better pictures at lower shutter speeds and, But I will say there are so many different settings you can use for wildlife, but what I really like is to go into shutter priority and auto ISO so that I can just control the shutter speed and make it as low as I possibly can for the subject. And so if I am taking pictures of a perch bird, I'll put it down. I know my lens and my hands. My shutter speed's a little bit higher than Tony's. He's a little more stable. And then when the bird's flying, I'll crank it up to 1/2000th or 1/1500th or whatever. But you want to be as low as you can. And if you have a lot of time with an animal, I'll get those fast shutter speeds first to make sure there's not motion blur, and then gradually drop it. Because you won't know till you go into your photos in Lightroom or whatever and zoom in a bunch and see if you get the shot. So yeah, that's what I do. Also, I don't worry about ISO as much now because newer cameras are better, but also like there's software to fix noise and it works really well. We can show you that in Lightroom actually. Let's try that. Did we get new pictures? No, we did not.
Lightroom is being so weird. Let's start here.
Okay. I love the movement and the dress. It's really beautiful. Wow, cool makeup, cool styling, really interesting. I don't have a ton of feedback because I think this is a very cool picture. I wish the light on her face was a little better, so like a strobe would really up your game because this is looking very professional. So I think you could take it to the next level even more. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing I might do is add a little bit of color contrast by going into the sky and just cooling it off a little tiny bit, maybe adding a little bit of contrast. But yeah, really beautiful picture. Ooh, what's this?
So nice exposure at 30 seconds to get that movement. Now you might not have needed 30 seconds because you can see it got a little burned out. You really just needed to rotate enough to show the movement. But it did lend like a surreal quality to the water and everything. I would just, I want to back off those highlights just a little bit. So you can always raise the exposure in post. And definitely get that ISO down to 100. Especially if you're shooting raw, like there's no point in being at 200. You could always go to 100 and adjust the exposure in post.
Oh, this reminds me of the painter Wyeth. Some of you all know what I'm saying. The colors are beautiful. I really like this one.
What's going on with this house? Why has it got 6 antennas on it? What is happening in there?
Are those antennas are like lightning things?
Your mic just got really scratchy, Chelsea.
Oh, it might be my hair. Sorry.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Are those like lightning rods or this?
Maybe. You're right. Maybe those are lightning rods.
I might
What is their concern?
I think I just upped.
That's a lot of lightning protection.
Listen, this is a tinderbox. If lightning hits this, it's gone. So I think it's valid. We got to keep going. You know, this is a part of the show where we just start asking too many questions. Now, Ken has his own personal Canon, which is something I've always liked about Ken Harnish.
Yeah.
I've always said that about him. Which battleground do you think he's at? Gettysburg?
Well, that's the famous one, but not the biggest one, right?
What's the biggest one?
I don't know.
I know. I knew you wouldn't know, and that's why I put you on the spot.
I don't know anything about the Civil War.
Okay. I do love that you were here at the golden hour. Look at this beautiful light. I think, Ken, I don't know what's around, but I might zoom out a little bit and get a little context because we need to know if you're at Gettysburg. I'm going to guess no. but I'm not sure. Whoa, what was that? How did you just go past that? Rainbow Falls. That's beautiful.
Beautiful shot,
I
Michael.
want to
Nice
go there.
long
Oh,
exposure.
Watkins Glen.
Oh, yeah. Upstate New York.
Uh-huh,
Really
that's-
pretty. 1 second. It's actually a lot of movement on the water for just 1 second.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was stacked or something.
Good job,
Yeah, really
Michael.
pretty.
Wow, Gary G.
I love the weather rolling in
How
over
is
that mountain.
this real? Do you see the birds? What is the scale of the situation?
Yeah, what is up with those birds?
This is delightful,
It
Gary.
might be like over sharpened or something. They have a little bit of glow
Oh.
to them. Something that's bugging me about it is
5
there's
stars.
like too much detail in the foreground. Maybe if you pushed past these grasses in the foreground and just had this sort of filling up the foreground. Might
Really?
have been a little something.
I like it. There's something surreal about it to me. I think it's very cool. All right, Raymond
A
Vink.
drone photo.
Oh, a drone photo. Yeah, drone photos are allowed. This is very cool, and you did get these clouds here. I might get a shot like this at the golden hour when you get some side light casting some interesting shadows and make the photo a little more dynamic. But really beautiful. I love this environmental portrait.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
I like the
pick
dramatic
one.
lighting. Yeah, pick 5 stars. I like the dramatic lighting. I like this angle of view where his hand is big in the foreground. It's very immersive. I think you nailed this, Rick. It's really great.
And Rick used f/16. He's got like something right in the foreground.
Is
very
this a
close to the camera.
self-portrait?
Oh, it could be. Maybe that is Rick. Anyway, great shot and great use of depth of field. Oh, another high f-stop.
Wait, what if this, I went back. What if this is also a self-portrait and he has multiple self-portraits? Rick, could you please let us know in the comments if you're there? Okay.
Okay, Darvis has this excellent picture showing, like, this is an example of the rule of thirds, right? He's got the picture very nicely divided. He's got a foreground subject, middle ground. The sky is gorgeous. And when I was talking about patience, Darvis here has a beautiful sky. If you went on any random day, you might just have blue sky, which would be totally boring. This is a great spot to revisit. Go there and get like star trails. Go there when there's the moon rising in the background. But you have a very good sky, but it could be a thunderstorm in the background. You could do a long
That
exposure and
sounds
capture
dangerous,
multiple
Darvis.
bolts.
That sounds dangerous.
No,
Don't
get
listen.
out there in the rain. Risk your life.
I'm going to just say that there's a lot. Do you see the vignetting here? There's a lot of it, and there's a lot of like, it's almost like HDR or something where it's getting a little bit dingy. Do you see how the blues are very flat? So I might just go in and reprocess it, Darvis, just to be a little bit cleaner. I don't really know what's happening. Do you see what I'm saying, Tony? Like there's a lot of heavy vignetting, and I don't.
Yeah, I think he added some vignetting.
Yeah.
Maybe it was too much.
Whoa, you are not a duck, sir. Do you see this?
Yeah, I see it.
Do you see what I'm seeing? How did you get this? I've never
What
seen
a
anything
beautiful
this
scene.
interesting.
Julian, I would try to get low though, because when you get low, you're going to show more depth, that haze that's
How
coming
could he
off the
get
water.
low? He was in danger the whole time.
Wade right out there like you're a moose.
Oh my gosh.
But
I'm
I agree.
baffled.
More
5
focal
stars
point,
and a
yeah.
pick.
Great shot.
Look at the duck is like, what are we doing? Okay.
Oh, what is this? This is like the Swedish Air Force or something. What even is that?
Do you see how this plane has arms?
You get a pick. I love.
Did you know
airplane
that was a
pictures.
thing?
Yeah, but I don't know anything about this particular plane.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna chime in here real quick. Was that a plane like breaking the sound barrier? I've seen some photos like that before.
yeah, with the cloud around it like that.
Yeah, maybe. It's a great shot.
People need to start submitting an explanation in the data.
Yeah, hopefully they're in the comments and they can tell us. Okay, this photo is all about mood, right? Like her makeup, her expression, it's all about mood. But I feel like it's missing something. Like, I don't know, the shirt, the lighting is too bright. The background is too high key, don't you think, to match her mood? Like, don't you think she needs to be in front of a city at night? Or like, what do we do? What is this trying to capture?
What's the story?
Yeah, I guess I should be asking the photographer and not you, Chelsea. I really put you on the spot, asking you to explain somebody else's work. But the background and her shirt and the magic ball
What's up, Frank?
don't make sense to me.
Camera overheated, it said. The R3.
Oh, no.
So I guess that's it. Wait, can you cut to
well-
your camera, Frank?
We can do the screencast. You know what I'll do? Oh,
I'm still here. You guys want to go with
Frank's
me?
still here?
yeah, we'll just do the screencast. You can just do camera 2 and we'll finish up and then we'll turn the R3 back on in a few seconds and we'll be able to wrap it up.
We only had 5 minutes to go, so that's actually a really good long time for stuff not to go terribly wrong.
Yeah. I think the last photo of the girl with the disco ball there, it was probably 8 or 9 a.m. She's coming out of the club and she was pumped that she got the disco ball off the ceiling. So she was showing
Maybe
off.
so.
We have Kyle Wolf is in the comments.
Kyle,
He
thanks for
said-
joining us, Kyle.
He said that he wanted to submit a photo. Kyle, I know of you from the show and from your Instagram. It's gorgeous. He didn't even take much photos in 2023, he said.
Yeah, he was a little busy.
Yeah.
And we have a guy, Peter Sykes, who says...
Oh, yeah, I know, Peter.
He says, I'm seeing so many wide-angle shots. It reminds me to dust off my 16 to 35.
Wow, the inspiration.
And shoot wider. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that I love to fill the frame as much as I can, too, so I tend to use a little bit longer lenses, but if I'm not doing that, I kind of like to shoot wide myself. We got somebody from first time watching from Northwest Connecticut. Just got my first camera this week. That's Ben Parisi.
Oh, hey Ben, a fellow Connecticuter.
Connecticuter, yes.
Wish I could see you, but my camera overheated.
Yeah, congrats on getting your first camera. Maybe you should search the channel and they have a tutorial for you on how to get it set up to go photograph whatever you're looking to photograph.
True.
Let's see, let's scroll down. Somebody says, geez, I need a 16 to 35.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see. Cloud around the airplane doesn't detonate breaking the sound barrier. That's just compression of the air and condensation.
Oh.
That's coming from Spaceman YO. So
He's a spaceman, so...
with a name like that, I think we got to trust him, right?
Yeah, I trust that. If you dedicate your name to Spaceman. Frank, can you cut to this photo? Because this is
I'm
one
sorry.
of my
Where are you?
favorites.
Back.
Okay, here you go.
Do you see this? It looks like a painting hanging on a wall. This is so brilliant. I give it 5 stars in a pic, and I don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Do you see this?
I love this top-down
A bird
shot.
took this picture.
Yeah, and I think drones are so powerful because you can abstract the world and get an angle of view that you couldn't possibly get in real life. You get a pic, Peter. Excellent shot.
Man, the pictures tonight are strong. Look at
Wow. What?
this. Beautiful.
Because this is lit by some flash
Yeah.
or something. Oh, I bet they built a macro rig with like the flash hanging over the end of the lens.
Well, maybe
And
Trixie
then you
could
get
tell
close.
us.
Yeah, I'm going to try to turn the camera back on. You keep looking at pictures.
I'll talk about that macro shot real quick too.
Yeah.
For myself, I always find it so hard to get like the proper depth of field on that. Like
Yeah.
if you're trying to get the eyeball in focus, it's such a shallow plane there, and that shot was really excellent for having the area in focus that you put your eye to.
Yeah, let's zoom in because it's amazing how much of this is in focus. It's really going hard on this flower, huh? It's a cool job, B.
Yeah, that's such a great... Man, I got to get back into macro.
I
We won't have
know.
any bugs for a few months, though.
Yeah, true.
Oh, we saw that one.
We did see that. Ooh, nice long exposure, Mike. You got the soft water. I think that if you had not known how to do a long exposure for the water, you wouldn't have really nailed the shot. So that's an important skill to have in your photo.
But I do want to say, top compositional tip here is check the edges of the frame. And at the top of the frame here, it's getting clipped off, right? And that's bugging me a little bit. So I would want to reframe it just a little bit. Always check the edges of the frame right before you press a shot.
Well, you want to go more or less. I mean, you could also zoom in more and then...
Yeah, it feels uncomfortable when it's like barely touching the edges. But nowadays, you could bring that into Photoshop and actually expand it and use generative fill. And it would probably do a good job in salvage shot.
That wasn't good. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, the D850 gives you enough resolution. You can really crop in there. It's
This is what
5:59,
happens
so we
to me
have
when
just
I
a
play
couple of
tennis.
minutes.
Oh.
I like that though. I'm a little bugged by this ball on the left that's like too out of focus. I think one tennis ball would be enough. And maybe you need a racket. There might be, I didn't immediately scream tennis to me. I was just like, what is going on?
I got it immediately.
Oh, you're so smart, Chelsea.
I am. I'm a tennis
This is a
expert.
Google Pixel took this. We're totally fine with that. We don't care what kind of camera you bring. Beautiful shot. I love the nice still water. This is one of those places where you just keep visiting. You just keep hoping for a good foreground subject, good skies.
Look how cute.
Oh,
This is
that
a good one.
Really cute.
I like the colors. I like
flowers
the
in the
pose.
background.
Yeah. Oh, what's he? Oh, I thought that was a camera. Okay. Guess you see what you want to see.
Let's zoom in on
Whoa.
his colostomy bag.
Whoa.
What is this? This is fantastic.
5 stars in a pic. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, this is blowing me away. This is excellent.
Yeah,
great
great shot.
composition. You caught
Slam the
an
bam.
interesting moment. It's beautiful. Okay, well, it is 6:01, so we've gone for an hour. Oh my God, an eagle. I really, truly want to look at all of your photos. I'm sorry that we couldn't have made it through more. But we will be back next week, and the theme is going to be wildlife. So submit your photos. It's going to be the same link. I think they have to wait till we clear it, right? Like you want to wait a little bit before you submit because we have to clear out your old photos. And then also, if you learned anything today or if you want to support the live show, please check out our store, and that's northrup.photo. We have books about photography. We have books about Lightroom, Photoshop, a gear buying guide. We have all sorts of video series and things like that. So check it out and use the coupon code LIVE15 to get 15% off. Thank you so much for joining us. It was so nice to see your pictures and to hear from you again. Thank you, Frank, for helping us make this happen. I know it was a little bit insanity over there, but you did a great job holding it down.
Next week, I think will be a little bit better. Yeah, still getting used to it. So thanks for the patience, everybody. Really appreciate it. I love wildlife, so really looking forward to next week.
Frank, I have to tell you something. It never really gets better. It's just new stuff keeps breaking.
Yeah, new stuff.
And
Frank jumped in 30 minutes before we went live trying to figure this out.
He's a hero.
So that's a lot.
I was like, hold on, Frank, everything's going to go wrong.
You should see his setup. He's got like 4 big monitors, all this stuff to monitor. It's a lot.
He did a good job.
Yeah,
you
good,
did awesome. So thanks so much, and we'll see you all next time. I don't know that we told you how to not go live, but hopefully we
Oh, he's got it. He's got the cursor over there. You got it. Good work.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frank.
That was so much fun.
That was great.
Yeah, I had a good time.